put the label in front of you're defining it as that type. So disabled, you're defining the label instead of you're a veteran.
Well, and the other thing is, I guess
Y'all about ready?
I'm more callous about words than it was. Call somebody a tripper when you were in our 30s. Okay, that would have been really bad. Now it's
Well,
so I know some. I realize something.
You want me to set them down? Yeah, guys, ready?
Well, I'm talking about Paul.
Kelly. No, Tom.
I didn't hear anything. Yeah.
Well, hey, how's it going?
Good to see you. Pretty.
Thank you. Thank you.
As do you. Lamont business. Just throw that out.
665.
I like the new chairs.
Well, good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our Trophy Club Town Council meeting for September 27th, 2022. The time is now 7:01, and I'll call us to order with all members present except for Councilman Flynn, who is traveling this week. First, we'll start with the invocation given by our town manager, Wade Carroll. Please rise.
Lord, we thank you so much for today and all the blessings that you bestowed upon us, and just the ability to live in a city like this, in a country like this, God. And we just ask that you watch over us and our families and everybody that's represented today. God, we just ask for wisdom and just a mindset of peace and understanding. Give us wisdom beyond our own abilities, Lord, to make the decisions that we need to make to take care of this town. God, we just ask you to bless our first responders and protect them as they're out protecting us. And God, we just ask that you watch over all the staff and all of our volunteers as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
And Councilman Beach will lead us in the pledges.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you.
You got your choice. Carl puts us all to shame.
I know. It's very commanding.
I said you put us all to shame when it comes to the pledges.
Next, we have public comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on any matter. The council is not permitted to discuss or take action on any presentations made. Presentations are limited to matters over which the council has authority. The speaker has up to 4 minutes or the time determined by the presiding officer. Each speaker must have submitted the request to speak by completing the speaker's form, or they may email mayorandcouncil@trophyclub.org. Do we have any speakers this evening? None. Okay. We're going to go a little bit out of order tonight. Our first order of business this evening will be our proclamations. And first up, we have the issuance of a proclamation for National Chiropractic Month. A proclamation of the Town Council of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, supporting October 2022 as National Chiropractic Health Month. Whereas the opioid crisis continues to take a toll on the health and lives of millions of Americans and has worsened in some communities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Whereas according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, as many as 1 in 4 patients who receive prescription opioids long-term for non-cancer pain struggles with addiction, and from 1999 to 2020, more than 260,000 people died in the U.S. from overdoses involving prescription opioids. Whereas the interest in and need for greater access to safe and effective non-drug, non-invasive approaches to pain management has increased, whereas the American College of Physicians, the ACP, released updated low back pain treatment guidelines in 2017 that promote the use of non-invasive, non-drug approaches, such as spinal manipulation, as a first line of defense against back pain before the use of pain medications and surgery. Whereas the CDC in its draft 2022 prescribing guidelines also promotes diverse approaches and varied pain management solutions and specifically encourages use of non-drug therapies as a first line of treatment for subacute and chronic pain and even some types of acute pain. Whereas doctors of chiropractic who focus on the whole person with their non-drug, non-invasive treatments for pain management, most notably spinal manipulation, can play an important role in helping patients lessen their reliance on pain medications. Whereas there is a growing body of research supporting the early use of chiropractic spinal manipulation in helping patients with chronic low back pain to reduce or eliminate their need later for prescription opioid pain medications and surgery. Whereas the theme Chiropractic on the Front Line for Pain, National Chiropractic Health Month 2022, serves as a reminder to the citizens of the Town of Trophy Club that non-drug treatments for low back pain, such as spinal manipulation provided by doctors of chiropractic, can help to lessen or eliminate the need for riskier, potentially addictive treatments and should be utilized where appropriate, before starting prescription opioid pain medications. Now, therefore, I, Alicia L. Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as National Chiropractic Health Month, passed and approved by the Trophy Club Town Council this 27th day of September 2022. I move to approve the proclamation as read.
Second.
And I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? And it passes unanimously. We're going to combine our proclamations with our business spotlight. We do have two of our chiropractic offices here this evening. We have Dr. Jesse Jacobs, and I also see Dr. Colby King from Freeform Chiropractic, and also Dr. Robert Devers from TCR Chiropractic and Wellness. They each, I believe, gentlemen, you both brought presentations for this evening? Yes?
We can always talk.
Okay, okay. I'm not sure who we have keyed up first on our AV. Do we know? Can we start maybe the first slide and see who it is? It looks like Freeform Chiropractic, Dr. Jesse Jacobs
Where would you like?
is first. You can sit at the podium, and
Right here?
there's your microphone, and
Sorry,
there's
guys.
your presentation.
Well, I didn't really prepare a presentation other than I just want to say thank you guys so much for having us. I grew up right on the other side of the lake, Flower Mound. I literally could pretty much be here in about 7 minutes if you had a bridge right across High Road where I grew up. Growing up, I would try to get across Marshall Creek with a dirt bike. By all means necessary, I was trying to get across to Trophy Club. Me and my friends would build a raft, and we would try to cross the lake. 100% of the time we would fail, we would sink the boat, and we'd be swimming back to the shore. And as I grew older and as this area developed, I always knew I wanted to build a business here because I just felt something special in the town of Trophy Club. Dr. King is a great friend of mine, one of my best friends, who introduced me to chiropractic back in 2009 when we were in University of North Texas. And the fact that we have been able to build Freeform Chiropractic together, make an impact. Our mission statement is help people live free of limitations, live free of misalignments, live free of healthcare dependence, because that is really what we've created, is a consummation of healthcare. We consume healthcare rather than we actually use it when necessary. And our goal is to change the world through healthcare. And I truly believe that if we educate our patients, the educated patients are the best patients. They spread the word, and I'm just so grateful to have a town like Trophy Club supporting the community, having all the events, and allowing us to serve our patients and our community. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mayor Fleury. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you, and if you'd like to have a seat, but don't leave because we'll do our proclamations right after.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And Dr. Devers?
Well said. Very good, yeah. So grateful for Freeform and for Dr. Harden over at Trophy Club Chiropractic. My name is Dr. Robert Devers, TCR Chiropractic and Wellness. What got me into chiropractic was a severe car wreck and then a severe powerlifting injury with many other surgeries thereafter. So I learned very early on the benefits of restoring function and helping with my sports performance as well as just getting along in my day. And I'm grateful for the city for recognizing what we do. We have a place. We want to restore function. We want to help you move better, feel better. But my dad was a pharmacist growing up, similarly what was spoken. And that model, we didn't take medicine. He knew the side effects. And we're grateful that we have those. We all are. There's benefits for sure and needs. But we're trying to restore function that God has given our body to do. Given the right environment and the right input, it can do that. It's what it's supposed to do. And so at TCR Chiropractic and Wellness, we take care of babies all the way to old, from athletes to stay-at-home moms to everything in between. And so we're grateful for a city that recognizes what we do. We hope to be a good piece, an integral piece in medicine. And if it's not our scope, we want to send it out to someone that's very good at that. That's what we do at our office. But we're grateful for the city, for sure. There's plenty of patients. There's enough people to serve you well, and we hope to do so. So thank you again.
Thank you very much. Well, I know that your offices not only provide great chiropractic care in our community, but you're also a part of the community. I see your offices at every event. I think you sponsor everything that we have, and sports teams and our town monthly events and things like that. So I love to see you out in the community and talking with folks and explaining that, it can be a blend of Eastern and Western medicine. It doesn't have to be one or the other, that everyone needs to keep an open mind. And I think, my personal opinion, everybody can benefit from chiropractors. So if you have not checked out our offices in Trophy Club, please do so. And I will meet.
I wanted to ask
Oh,
real
yes.
quick, maybe when they come up to do the proclamation, your locations, if you would say that for the record, and then any social media, if you could give us the tags, that way people can see it.
Okay. Thanks, Carl.
I just want to say you guys look like you should be in like a TV show.
We're
Club Chiropractic or something.
making that.
All three of them, actually.
Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate all you do, and thank you for supporting our community the way you do. I always see y'all out there and every single event.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. If you want to give your website and
Yeah.
social media and hours and location.
We have 4 locations in the DFW area. We have our Alliance, our Trophy Club office, downtown West 7th, and Coppell, soon to be opening Frisco in about 6 months. You can find us at www.freeformchiropractic.com. We have all the social media accounts, Freeform, Chiro, Trophy Club, North Fort Worth. If you look us up online, you can find us, I promise. But if you ever have any questions regarding health, regarding diet, and whatever is mental health, we do a lot of corporate lectures to some of the big companies around here, the FAA, Facebook. We do it complimentary through a nonprofit where we educate our local communities on health and wellness, just because we are a blend. We want to make sure we're sending people to the right place, but we're working further upstream. So if anybody is ever interested in doing a wellness like lunch and learn talk, we would love to come in and support you and your team.
I know we've spoken at a Rotary Club, I think a couple times.
Yes.
So, very good presentation.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I love your bobcats. See, I wasn't lying. They really support our community.
So we're at 625 Park View, right in front of Medlin and Byron Nelson High School. We moved here in 2013, and I have a sophomore, a freshman, a 7th grader, and a 5th grader. So we're going to be here another, at least for the foreseeable decade. So we're on all the socials as well. TCRchiro@gmail.com, and all the socials, IG, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So thank you guys again.
Great. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, don't forget. Gonna hang that on your wall. Okay, our next proclamation, item 6, is for World Teachers' Day. A proclamation of the Town Council of the Town of Trophy Club, Texas, supporting October 5th, 2022 as Teachers' Day in Trophy Club. Whereas the Town and Trophy Club's future strength depends on providing a high-quality education to all students, and whereas teacher quality matters more to student achievement than any other school-related factor, and whereas teachers spend countless hours preparing lesson plans and supporting students, and whereas our Northwest ISD teachers have demonstrated great resilience, adaptability, and creativity during the COVID-19 crisis, and whereas our community recognizes and supports its teachers in educating the children of this community, and whereas #TeachersCan is a statewide movement supported by more than 125 partnering businesses and organizations committed to elevating the teaching profession and honoring the critical role teachers play in the success of Texas. Now, therefore, I, Alicia Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 5th, 2022 as Teachers' Day in Trophy Club. Further, I encourage members of our community to be a light for Trophy Club teachers and personally express appreciation to our teachers and display a light blue ribbon outside your homes or businesses the week of October 5th as a symbol of support for our educators. I move to pass the proclamation as read.
Second.
And I have a second. All in favor? And it passes. October 5th is actually a great day because that's actually our homecoming parade, and we'll get an update on that in just a little bit. So that's a good week to show our support for our teachers. And accepting the proclamation this evening is Coach Carlos Ornelas from Byron Nelson High School. He's not only our head wrestling coach, but he is also a teacher at the school. And teachers just don't go to work from 7 to 4, 8 to 5. It's an all-day affair, bringing work at home, and in Coach's case, it's nights and weekends, and I know that because I lived it for 4 years with Justin Wrestling, and our teachers do more than just teach. They pour their hearts and their souls and their time and efforts into these kids, and on campus and off. So it's not just your subject you're learning in school, but it's really life lessons, life skills, and providing support at school that they may not be getting at home or from their family members. So our teachers are superheroes, in my opinion, so I hope that all year round, not just the week of October 5th, that we take a moment and appreciate our teachers.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I was honored when Mayor Fleury reached out to me asking if I could come receive this. On behalf of my peers, Byron Nelson, across state, as you all know, teaching's hard. The last couple of years have been pretty trying with everything we dealt with COVID, and then now post-COVID, you can say. But one thing that we're very grateful for is the community support. We felt it as teachers. The community between Trophy Club, Roanoke, surrounding areas really wrapped their arms around us and stepped up in so many ways to provide things for us, from gift bags to calls to emails to just the support that a lot of us needed on many days. And so we're very, very grateful. I can tell you, just as a coach and a teacher, I teach architecture classes there at Byron, it's helped to get us through a lot of days, a lot of dark days, a lot of good days. And so to recognize that, I can tell you would mean a great deal to a lot of my peers that I work with on campus, but then also in the community. I know there's a lot of, in these times, in this last couple of years, there's been a lot of just that, wanting to be recognized and wanting to be appreciated. And I could tell you that we felt every bit of that thanks to y'all's support and the continued support that we've been given. Ways, I know a lot of people are always asking, how can we help? You know, we still need substitute teachers, so if there's anybody that's out there that's professional and has a little bit of time on their hands, we're always needing extra help. It's a great way to be involved on campus, a great way to kind of see the everyday life on campus, and to be involved with the kids and see what we work with every day and see the beautiful things that the kids are doing, and to see the work that's going on from the teachers and the administrators and the staff. And so we as teachers couldn't do what we do without y'all, without the community, without our administration, and most definitely without our support staff. So again, thank you for having me here tonight. We appreciate everything that this city and this town's done, and y'all, by all means, come check out our wrestling program. We're making strides, so that's my shameless plug. But
right. Come on,
but definitely come check out programs, band, art. There's great things being done on our campus, and there's always things being blasted on social media and Facebook and anywhere, everywhere, myself included. So don't hesitate to reach out. And again, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council, for having me tonight to receive this.
Thank you. Well, you're getting littles in wrestling now too, right? I just saw a post for the sisters on the mat.
Yeah, so I was actually rolled in here right at 7 because we've been running open mat practices 2 days a week as we prepare for our season that starts in November. But then outside of that, I help with Sisters on the Mat, which is a nonprofit organization that kind of welcomes female wrestlers into an environment that's going to help them to succeed, but it also brings in girls from other areas and across the state, across the nation, and there's mentoring programs through that. And so I've been thankful and very blessed to be a part of that with Monica Allen, who's in Amarillo now, was at Azle, Coach Daphne Moriel Cedeno, who was at Central Timber Creek, and now she teaches classes online. And even tonight, Coach Haley Heaton out of Chisholm Trail High School. So it's not just me, but again, there's a whole other community within wrestling that really supports and wraps around each other to help provide for these kids. So we do have little kids wrestling. It'll start up here in about a month. I think it's Bobcat Youth Wrestling Club on Facebook. I'll send it, share it on social media, and also to the Twitter if anybody's interested. And so we're always welcoming anywhere from 4 years all the way to high school. Last year we had about 30 kids, and so this year we're hoping to continue to grow that and just be part of the community in that realm too.
Well, thank you, and thanks for taking the time to run over here. I know you're super busy. You have 2 littles of your own, so
Yes, ma'am.
we appreciate it. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. So as you can see just from Coach O, one of our teachers at Byron, it's not just teaching during the day. It's not only the school programs, but also community programs, and our teachers just do a lot everywhere, all over. So I'm glad that we do live in a community that shows a lot of support, and I hope we continue to do so. Our next proclamation is for National Night Out, which our police and fire departments will be participating in on October 4th. A proclamation of the Trophy Club Town Council supporting October 4th, 2022 is National Night Out in Trophy Club. Whereas National Night Out provides an opportunity for Trophy Club to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas the residents of Trophy Club play a vital role in assisting the Trophy Club Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts. And whereas this year marks the 39th annual National Night Out, providing an opportunity to join forces with many other communities across the country and worldwide in promoting cooperative community building efforts for a more caring community. And whereas the Town of Trophy Club Police and Fire Departments play vital roles in assisting other law enforcement agencies and first responders with efforts which are reciprocated, and whereas community policing, neighborhood partnerships, and interagency cooperation are important themes to promote, and whereas this year the Town of Trophy Club was named the safest city in Texas by SafeWise, and that accomplishment is credited to the assistance of our community building efforts and support of our police and fire departments. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 4th, 2022 as National Night Out. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor? And it passes. And I'd like to invite Chief Wise and Chief Arata and any of our first responders who are here this evening.
I saw that.
This is for all you do. You have to say a few words about
Thank you. This is a great little night out in our town. Usually we have between 9 and 14 communities get together and hold little street parties. I know this year we have a couple of requests to delay it a couple of days, so we'll be out twice. So, but thank you, and we encourage more and more communities to come out and hold street events, and we'll get around to see them all.
Much appreciated, and we look forward to the opportunity to spend time with the community.
It's really fun. A lot of block parties and grilling out, cooking out, and kids playing, and they love seeing the first responders come out and visit. It's a really fun night. Really shows unity and support for our first responders who we in Trophy Club do love and support. And thank you for all you do and for keeping us safe. Thank you. Our final proclamation this evening is for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A proclamation of the Trophy Club Town Council supporting October 2022 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Trophy Club. Whereas breast cancer is the most common cancer among women in the United States, accounting for 30% of newly diagnosed cancers, and whereas in 2022, about 287,500 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women in the U.S., as well as 51,400 new cases on non-invasive breast cancer, and whereas 1 in 8 will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. Whereas researchers, scientists, and numerous nonprofit organizations are dedicated to discovering the cure for breast cancer, during the month of October, we acknowledge the extraordinary commitment and effort invested in this cause. And whereas recognizing that over 3.8 million Americans are breast cancer survivors gives us hope as we extend a deep respect for survivors and advocates for prevention and a cure. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Alicia Fleury, in conjunction with the Trophy Club Town Council, do hereby proclaim October 2022 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? And it passes. This evening, I've invited Ms. Sarah Hamp. It's not her first time here to accept this proclamation. A few years ago, and she'll tell you more about it, she started an organization to help out other members of our community in awareness and education and just a camaraderie around our survivors and a resource for them in fundraising efforts. And she's back again this evening, and so happy to see her. And she does a lot of volunteer work for this cause. So thanks for being here, and I'll let you say a little something about your organization. Before or after? Sure. Okay.
Yes, I love it. All the pink. Hey, good evening. My name is Sarah Hamp, as Alicia said, and I'm a breast cancer survivor of almost 5 years. Live here in the community. I have a senior at Byron Nelson myself, and I'm super honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of Cancer Strong Her. We are a local nonprofit that empowers female survivors of all types of cancers by providing free fitness classes. Studies have shown that staying active can help reduce cancer recurrence rates in survivors. And so Cancer Strong Her is doing our part by providing free fitness classes like yoga, boxing, Pilates, rowing on a monthly basis. And our programs are really great. They're customizable and modifiable to any fitness level. So as soon as a survivor is cleared by their doctor, they can join in and participate in our classes. If anybody's interested, you can see our Facebook page, Cancer Strong Her, where we list all of our upcoming classes and events. And this year, we're kicking off Breast Cancer Awareness Month with our big community event and fundraiser. It's this Saturday from 2 to 6 at Shannon Brewery down in Keller. We're going to have live music and games, a silent auction, a couple of food trucks, Cousin's Maine Lobster, which everybody always loves, and a celebration of cancer survivors in our community at the same time. So I hope to see some of you guys out there. And again, I just want to say I'm so honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of Cancer Strong Her and everyone who has faced a cancer diagnosis.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's a great event. I went last year, and of course, Shannon Brewery, owned by our Trophy Club residents, they're out in our community always supporting events as well. And it really is a great event. And it's Cancer Strong Her, so that's Cancer, STRONGHER, for information on that organization and to see how much you've grown and and helped our community, and how much from where you started to where you are now, it's just amazing. And thank you so much for all that you do. It's really appreciated. Thank you. Okay, we're going to recess into a fairly quick executive session so we can move on to our next item. So the time now is 7:29 p.m. and pursuant to the following designated section of the Texas Governmental Code, annotated Chapter 551, Texas Open Meetings Act, the Town Council will recess an executive session to discuss the following. Section 551.074, Personnel Matters, deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. Discussion and possible action on interviews conducted for boards and commissions annual appointments. So give us just a few minutes and we'll be right back. Time is now 7:42, and we are reconvening back into regular session. Item 21, approve resolution 2022-15, appointing board members to the following boards and commissions.
I make a motion to approve resolution of the Trophy Club Town Council repealing resolution number 2021-12 and approving a new resolution reappointing members to the Animal Control Advisory Board, Building Standards Commission, Crime Control and Prevention District, Economic Development Corporation, EDC 4B, Ethics Review Commission, Parks and Recreation Board, Planning and Zoning Commission, Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 1, and Zoning Board of Adjustments, reaffirming existing appointments, providing for appointment of a chairperson when delegated, and providing an effective date, October 1, 2022.
Second.
I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilman Beach. Any discussion?
Well, we want to make the names.
Oh, you're not finished?
Yeah. So, appointing
Figured you'd keep going before you made your motion.
Animal Shelter Advisory Board, Brian Hall, Animal Control Officer, Chuck Hall, Brooke Bennis, Veterinarian, Pamela Swan, Deanna Poltner,
Dina.
Susan Estrom. Building Standards Commission, Nick Sanders, Jonathan Poole, Robert Stevens, Michael Biggs, Terry Keisterson, Stephen Bodecker, Stephen Bowman. Crime Control and Prevention District, CCPD, Christian Udova Hazy, Leo Daniels, Heath Williams, Christopher McAllister, Joe Tillers, Frederick Lohman, Mark Pertels. Economic Development Corporation, EDC 4B, Travis Inge, John Mann, Scott Harrow, Michael Clark, Andrew Borgman, Terry Addison, okay, good. Joe Longo. Hey, you can't get them all right.
You can try.
Kyle Black, to the Ethics Review Commission, Kyle Black, Lori Branson, Dana Kaiser, Mark Caluzzi, James Iswood. Park and Recreation Board, Robert Ferguson, Tracy Hunter, Patrick Shine, Stacy Bauer, Stephanie Presley, Wendy Bailey, Dean Murray. Planning and Zoning Commission, Terry Keisterson, Paul Jablonski, Rylan Rowe, Mike Brennan, Jonathan Poole, Michael Biggs, Robert Stevens. Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 1, Scott Harrow, Terry Addington, Michael Clark, Rebecca Barksdale. Zoning Board of Adjustments, Doug Harper, Stephen Bodecker, Stephen Bowman, Nick Sanders, Edgar Jorge Ortiz, Mary Margaret Burnham, and James Calloway as alternates. I apologize if I mispronounced anybody's name. Anything more than 4 syllables in it, I always screw up.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? And that passes. We do have our newest board members here this evening that we invited. This will be their first time serving on a board in Trophy Club, although all 4 have been really big advocates in our community, have been very engaged in our community and volunteering on different fronts, and now we welcome them to serve on a board or commission. And we have Edgar Jorge Ortiz, Stephanie Presley, Dina Polner, and Stacy Bauer. So if you forward, please stand up so we can see your faces and introduce you to everyone. And give you a round of applause. We certainly thank you for stepping up and serving on a Board of Commission, and I know you all will do great. I've worked with almost all of you, and really know where your heart is in our town, and I'm so happy that you're going to be working with staff and council in our community, in our town. So welcome, 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 and thank you very much. Also, we want to thank our existing board members who are still serving. We have quite a few, as you can see all the names Mayor Pro Tem Lamont read off. We do thank everyone who is continuing to serve, who reapplied, who come in and year out, and help make Trophy Club the best place it can be. And we also thank those board members who have stepped down from their position. We thank you for your service, and thank you for all the work you've done to make Trophy Club a great place to call home. So thank you to those who serve, and thank you to those who have served. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate all of our volunteers. So thank you very much. Okay, now we have announcements and reports. Back to item number 2, we have an update on the Indian Creek Drainage Project from our Community Development Director, Mr. Matt Cox.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This will be short. Tomorrow, they're going to finish the final pour, so it's on the north side of Fairgreen, so that's 20 and 22 Fairgreen. Last week, they wrapped up the south side of that, so this will be the curb and the rest of the concrete, and they'll be finished with all that. They are replacing the old existing lamp, or the light. It was one of the old ones, so they're putting in the new with Encore. They're putting in one of the new kind of fancy looking. That pad was on back order. It should be here next week. So once they get that concrete pad in, then they'll install that light. And then next week we've got scheduled punch list with probably myself and then Kevin, street supervisor, who's been great this entire project, Philip, our engineer, and then more than likely we'll have one of the mud people come out there as well for final punch list. And this will also include just addressing any of the homeowners that have been affected on the project, also just meeting with each one of them individually, making sure that we've satisfied everything that they've needed. So, any questions?
Any questions? Okay. Thank you. I have an update on Pet Fest from our director, Tarzo. I know.
It's okay.
Tony.
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 Yes.
I'm not even going to try anymore.
It's okay. No problem, Mayor. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for having me tonight and your time. I'm extremely excited to present to you tonight a quick update on our 14th annual Pet Fest event celebration that will be located at Freedom Dog Park this Saturday, October 1st. Freedom Dog Park is located at 2675 Trophy Park Drive. It would be from 9 to 11. We invite all the residents out there to bring their furry friends and have a good time with our 18th vendors out there. We'll have complimentary dog treats at each of our booths. We'll have a drill performance by our vendor at 10 o'clock. We'll have raffle prizes, approximately about 15 of those, so looking forward to that. We'll have food vendors, we'll have yard games, a photo backdrop station, our DJ with live music, and complimentary water bottles for our residents. Again, this is this Saturday from 9 to 11 o'clock at Freedom Dog Park. I do want to give a quick special thanks to TCPRVA, Stacy Bauer. Congratulations. I'll be working with her a little bit closer on a closer level at Park Board, so I'm excited about that. Special thanks to our booth vendors. Officer Roseanne Sears, I wanted to plug her in because this is her about 5th or 6th year helping us with this event. She does an extraordinary job controlling all the traffic in and out, so big thanks to her. Our Parks Maintenance team for making it happen. They all work very diligently to make these events happen, so big thanks to them. And of course, Cassidy Hill, our event and recreation coordinator, she's been working for several months on this project and has done an extraordinary job, so I'm very pleased with everything that's been going on. So I'm excited to see everyone this Saturday at 9 o'clock at Freedom Dog Park. Any questions?
Any questions? This is, all our events are great. You know, I say that every time. This is such a great event, but it really is. It's so fun. There's so much to do for your two-legged kids and your four-legged kids. Ton of vendors and pets everywhere, and it's just a good time. Like, you cannot be happy around a bunch of pets. I just, you know. But it's really, it's a great event, and again, thanks to our volunteer association, all our volunteers and Officer Sears and Parks Department. They always do such a great job every year, and I know all of us go every year. I'm going to be flying this year. This will be the first one I missed, so I can't wait to see all the pictures and hear all about it. But it's a fun event. So bring your pets and your kids and your family members and have a great day. And the weather's supposed to be pretty too, I believe. We're usually very lucky on this event. The weather's usually always very, very nice. So, anyone else?
Actually, our furry friends should bring their humans.
Yes, furry friends bring their humans. Luann?
For the last 2 years, I've worked at a Trophy Club Women's Club's booth, and we get to see everybody. But one thing, Councilman Flynn isn't here, but last year he won the grand prize on the door raffle. I don't know if y'all know what that was, but he won the Apple Watch, and he was standing right there by me.
Oh, so close.
But it was great. No,
And
it's
he had
always
one already.
fun.
That was kind of, he should have given it back.
He should have given it to me. But the dog drill performance at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
you can't miss that.
That's
If you're
pretty
going
impressive.
out, it is amazing to watch those trained dogs go through their steps.
I see Mark Polner back there with Dina. Remember when we worked the Hope Kindness Community booth for Pet Fest and had dog treats and bagels for everyone? That was a good. It's a great time. It's a great community event. So I hope you all make it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Connie. Item number 4, update on the Byron Nelson High School Homecoming Parade on October 5th. And this is going to be from Chief Arata or Wade? Carol? Or Wade?
He must have gotten a call. All right, so this year, as in every year, and we have the homecoming parade for Byron Nelson here in Trophy Club. This year it's October the 5th. I believe it starts at 6:30. Is that correct, Chief Wise? Do you know? 6:15? Oh, thank you.
6:15.
6:15, starts at 6:15, and it's a reverse flow of what we normally see on the 4th of July parade, but it's the exact same route. So you're going to be leaving from Byron Nelson High School, coming up Parkview instead of up Trophy Club Drive, coming around Durango and then back up Trophy Club Drive. So the police department, the big change for this year is the police department is going to be closing off the intersection of Bobcat at the high school. So that entrance to town is going to be completely closed during the parade. And then also the entrance to town there at Marshall Creek and Bobcat will be closed as well. So hopefully we can get everybody rerouted in the right direction. We're going to have lots of police officers there and lots of people guiding traffic. Ms. Lind has done an outstanding job of getting communication out with maps and everything to everybody today, and we're going to continue hitting those folks as well over this next week. I have been in communication with Cody over the new city manager in Roanoke, the interim city manager in Roanoke, as Scott has left, and I've let him know about the event as well, since it's bordering our city and we've got some road closures going on. So the police department's coordinating with the Roanoke Police Department, so we feel like we are prepared this year for the inconvenience, the slight inconvenience, and it's just going to be a great opportunity to show some Bobcat pride and be out there to support our high school here in Trophy Club.
Yeah, it's a great parade. It is for homecoming, but kids of all ages are participating in the parade. And just to be clear, since 2017, you can throw candy. Just make it to the curb or into the crowd so the little kids don't run up to the vehicles. You can ride and throw candy. You don't have to walk and throw candy. We came to that agreement in 2017 when the school district thought we didn't allow it, and we thought the school district didn't allow it, and I said, well, no one's not allowing it, so we're going to do it. So there's no confusion. You can throw candy. We do ask you not to throw it at people. Don't hit people with it. You know, gently lob it, and we ask you to get it into the crowd, at least to the curb or beyond. so the kids don't run towards the vehicles. And obviously, if you're there with your children, watch your children, hold their hand. If you're worried about them running to get the candy, then just hold their hand so they don't do that. It's a great, great parade. It's a fun time. It's a great way to show our school spirit and to support our kids and our families in Trophy Club.
Wade? Yes. Question, not a question. What time would be the latest that people who live in that area should get out of Dodge?
That is a great question. I should be getting out of the area
Right,
for the
no,
night, so before the parade.
Before the parade, so that,
They start staging, I believe, at 5:15,
Yeah.
5 o'clock. They start staging at 5 o'clock, so traffic,
But we won't close the roads down until about 15 minutes before,
but it's going to be crowded.
but it will be very crowded.
so about 5:45?
5:30,
6 the latest.
5:45, you should be looking for a place to go eat if you're not going to be involved in the parade.
Yeah,
Preferably in Trophy Club.
yes, support local, for sure. Any more questions about the homecoming parade? And good luck to our Bobcats for their homecoming game.
Great season.
Yes, very good season, if y'all been keeping track. Okay, items 9 through 14 are under our consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull anything, or we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items 9 through 14.
Second.
Okay, the motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont, a second by Councilman Beach. Any discussion? All in favor? And it passes. Item number 15, conduct a public hearing relative to the service and assessment plan for authorized services for our Trophy Club Public Improvement District number 1. And Mr. Carroll will present.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight on this agenda item, we have annually the town receives the emergency service assessment plan from the MUD and our PID administrator. That emergency assessment plan pays for the portion of the fire budget for those residents that live within the PID. So annually, the MUD supplies the funds to support our fire department and the fire department's needs just for fire services. But the MUD cannot tax people outside of their own district, so therefore the emergency assessment is given to those who live in the PID. But that emergency assessment is equal to the fire tax and is the residents within the PID's proportional due for the fire budget. So I'll take any questions that any citizens or anybody would have.
Okay, we'll start the public hearing at 8 p.m. Do we have anyone signed up to speak this evening? No one signed up. Okay. We will close the public hearing at 8 o'clock and 25 seconds. All right, item number 16. Now we can make a motion to approve the service and assessment plan if Mr. Carroll doesn't have anything to add.
No, ma'am, that's it.
Do you want to read it? I'll just make a motion.
Let me do this one.
You can just make a motion.
Yeah, call for a motion.
I make a motion to approve ordinance to accept and approve the service and assessment plan for authorized services for the town of Trophy Club Public Improvement District Number 1, emergency services, and an assessment roll for the town of Trophy Club Public Improvement District Number 1, the Highlands at Trophy Club, leveling special assessments against property within the district, providing for payment of the assessments in accordance with law, and providing an effective date of October 1, 2022.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont and a second by Councilman Beach. Any discussion? All in favor? And it passes. Item 17, information from Mr. Carroll about a rate increase from our Allied Waste. Of course, they provide our trash pickup in Trophy Club under the name Republic Waste.
Yes, ma'am. So on August the 23rd, I received notification from Republic that they would be increasing our trash service for trash service and recycling for our residential customers. Our contract with Allied Waste or Republic Waste allows them to go up 4% annually, but that increase is always dependent upon the CPI or the index in which they look at trash service, sewer, and wastewater services. And that index collected by the Bureau of Statistics actually went up 4.43% this year annually. However, our contract caps that at a 4% increase. So this year we have a 4% increase by contract for our waste services, which will bring our residential, for a standard residential account, we'll bring it to $19 per residence for both trash and recycling. No other changes to the contract is going on, so we still have 2 days of trash pickup, we still have 1 day of recycling pickup and bulk trash on both of those days, which is an outstanding contract. So we're happy with the increase, and never happy with an increase, but the increase is reasonable and within the CPI. So the contract did its job in limiting them to only a 4%.
And we saved 0.5%, and we still get the great service provided by Republic. And Wade's correct, not many cities or towns have bulk pickup the way we do. I mean, hands down. I see comments all the time, well, they take a mattress? Well, they'll pretty much take anything.
You can get it by the curb, they'll pick it
Yeah,
up.
so, Councilman
They
Beach.
took away treadmill,
They'll take anything
we
pretty
put
much, yeah, if they can pick it up.
full-size treadmill,
Yeah,
gone.
so remember them during the holidays. I always have to.
And this trash service increase in pricing begins October the 1st. So your end of the month bill of October will show that. So you get that through your water bill in the mud.
Councilman Beach?
When was the last time that they actually had an increase?
Well, we had an increase when we had the contract change, which was in 19. We changed this contract in 20, in 2020.
They've absorbed a lot of expense then over the years.
That's
especially with
correct.
The cost of diesel.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised we didn't see this earlier, to be honest, so.
Yeah.
Ms. Oldham?
I just wanted to mention, I know that we're not renewing the contract now. This is just an annual and a built-in,
That's
which is a
correct.
capped rate. But I did have a couple neighbors suggest or ask me why we don't do the once-a-week pickup. Now, that's unusual for anyone to ask you for less service.
Yeah.
But I do think that we need to ask that. Did we just get a whale of a deal in our contract negotiations? Because I know some of the surrounding communities do it once a week.
Sure. Well, Trophy Club has had twice-a-week pickup for many, many years. And part of the reason we have the smaller recycling bins and not the big rollout bins that you see in some communities is because we have the twice-a-week pickup and bulk trash on both days. So it is part of the negotiation. We've stood our ground through those negotiations that we wanted to keep that bulk trash on 2 days a week. We wanted to keep 2-a-day-a-week pickup, and if that meant that we needed to stay away from the rolling bins, then that's what we would prefer to do. The rolling bins, the only way to get that is to go 1 day a week pickup, and then you only get bulk trash once a month with that plan.
And in the past, when someone suggested that, there was almost a town mutiny.
Yeah.
Well,
Because everyone wants their bulk pickup on every trash day.
That's right.
And everyone wants their pickup twice a week so their trash doesn't build up. So I think a couple people did bring that forth before, and it was not popular.
I think that they're just looking at, and we're all looking at ways to economize.
Sure.
And I know that the contract isn't even up for renegotiation.
Right. This is just to approve the 4%
Right.
increase. So.
And it's just for knowledge base. The 4% doesn't even need approval. It's part of the
Just for
contract.
information. Okay, great.
One thing, since we're on trash, I just want to air my pet peeve, is when you put out your recycle, put a lid on it. Because typically, recycle day is when we get a windy day, and then all the creeks are full of crap. So put your lid on your recycle bins, please.
Jill, that sounds like a good public service message. Put a lid on it. Yeah, I like it, Carl.
And if you need new bins or new lids, please contact the town. We've got plenty up here, and all you got to do is come up here, show us your ID, and we can give you a new bin and lid. So you're in good shape.
Great. Well, thank you very much. I guess you might as well stay up there because
Yes.
item number 18 is our future agenda items list.
That's correct. So I'm just going to go over a few of the items. Council and in the packet itself has a lot of detail on some of the changes that have happened on our future agenda items list. On the entryway monumentation, we had a meeting with the Council Art Subcommittee and Half and Associates on September 8th. The main parts of the discussion were around the monument size, access to pedestrians, whether or not we wanted them to have access to these statues for pictures, to touch and be around. So we talked about the safety and those kind of things. We also talked about the location that we would identified for each statue, and then we gave some stylistic recommendations. At the next meeting, they're going to have some pictorials for us to go through and be able to look at some stylistic changes and see, make sure that they're on track with the design that we have intended or the council has intended. The other news there is I've spoken with Meet You Anywhere, both the owner and the operator at Meet You Anywhere, about the possibility of the town acquiring the land there in front of their building. If you remember, there's a stone wall, and it says Trophy Club, and I can't remember what the last part of it is, but it's not the town of Trophy Club. It just says Trophy Club, and it's actually an advertisement for the strip center that's back behind Meet You Anywhere. So we're looking to possibly acquire that property in order to have a place to put the statue there at that entryway. That they've identified that as the best location rather than using the median or something like that. That's the best location for sight lines and for a viewing of an entryway monument like that. So those are just first talks. We haven't talked about how that's going to get done or by agreement or anything like that. So I just wanted to let council know that we are on track with that project. The next one I want to talk about was the promoting local businesses through hot funds and through the EDC funds. So we have now met with all the local business owners that could make it to the meeting. So we had restaurant owners, we had business owners, and we've had hoteliers here in town. There was a common theme that came out, and the common theme that came out was that they wanted help not so much in vouchers or in gift cards or things like that. They said those are great and they're a great temporary stopgap, but what they really would like to see is for Trophy Club to get more involved in the marketing of Trophy Club. So with that being Jill's strong point, one of Jill's many strong points, Ms. Lind is our marketing and communications director. She and I are going to be working over the next several weeks to start developing a plan and a marketing strategy that we can partner with our businesses and local businesses and hotels, and then start to push that out, whether it's, you know, eat, stay, have fun in Trophy Club, whatever our little saying or whatever we're going to come up with, but we're going to start pushing that locally just like the ones that you see around us and try to drive some people to Trophy Club to spend their time, energy, and money, right, and have some fun here in the town of Trophy Club.
And target the nearby corporate campuses.
That's
especially
correct.
for lunch. I know
Yes.
the businesses are really hurting during lunchtime at restaurants. So.
They are, yes.
Lots to do, Ms. Lynn, Director Lynn.
That's what happens, right?
Yeah.
The last one I want to talk about is the traffic mitigation plan. The traffic mitigation plan is on track for those intersections that we're looking at possibly making some improvements in. The traffic counts have been completed now, and the third-party vendor that Tignall and Perkins is using for the traffic counts is compiling all that data. They're getting that to Tignall and Perkins within the next week or so, and then they're going to start updating that the traffic study that was done back in 2018, plus they're going to be adding an intersection for us to review, plus some of the major side roadways that are coming in and out of there. So we're going to be looking at 3 different intersections hard, and then we're going to make sure that we are accommodating those traffic counts for those side streets that are entering onto the major roadways there in that area around the high school.
Wade,
Yes.
did they also look at the crosswalks at the current roundabout?
Not yet. We have not added that to this specific study, but that is something that's on our list to working towards. Yes, sir.
Just curious.
Yes.
Anyone else? Okay, on
Okay.
item 19.
That's it.
Okay, the time now is 8:11, and we'll recess into executive session pursuant to the following designated section of the Texas Governmental Code, annotated Chapter 551, Texas Open Meetings Act. The Town Council will recess into executive session to discuss the following. A, Section 551.087, Economic Development. 1, deliberate economic development negotiations regarding prospective commercial projects within the Town of Trophy Club. B, Section 551.071, Attorney-Client Privilege. 1, Norwood versus Trophy Club. 2, deliberate a possible interlocal agreement with multiple governmental entities to provide services to Trophy Club citizens. And we will be back. Thank you. that is the resolution too.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, the time is now 9:04 PM, and we are reconvening back into regular session.
I make a motion to approve the Norwood lawsuit resolution.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont, and a second by Councilman Monger. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? And the motion passes.
I make a motion to appoint the following chairpersons to the following boards and commissions and a VP for the Planning and Zoning Commission. Building Standards Commission, Robert Stevens, chairperson. Park and Rec Board, Dean Murray, chairperson. Planning and Zoning Commission, Mike Briggs, chairperson. Mike Brannon, vice chairperson. Zoning Board of Adjustments, Nick Sanders. Chairperson.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Mayor Pro Tem Lamont, a second by Councilman Beach. Any discussion? All in favor? And the motion passes. Thank you, everyone. The time is now 9:05, and we are adjourned.